Hello, everyone. What's up? I hope everybody's doing well. So, for this episode, I just want to remind you I changed the name halfway through and figuring out all of these episodes. So, you're actually listening to Afterthought. You're going to hear me say breakdown. Just ignore it. Just remember, we had this little conversation before it started. All right? Get ready for the next episode. See you later. All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Breakdown with your host, Marshall Fuller. How are y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing well. All right, let me introduce my guests before they just blow all this intro. So, our first person is, hey, sweetie, it's Jalen. Hey, Jalen. How are you, baby?
Hey, Marsha, I'm doing good. How are
Our
you?
next, I'm good. I'm good. Our next guest is Denzel. Hey, baby. How are you?
What up, Marshall? How you doing?
I'm doing good. And last but not least, Quay or Sinque. I'm gone. How are
Sinque,
you?
aka Sinqueezy,
Hi,
saving the
Quay.
best, the most talented for last. Period. That's me. The most famous person in this podcast. Just saying.
Or
Hi,
I just
Marshall.
put the S last because you're last.
No.
Okay. All right. All right, everyone. So we are all here today because I did a breakdown of another good movie, Moonlight. I was gonna say Moonshine. I'm actually drinking moonshine right now. So
Of course you
hello,
are.
hello, hello. No, but it's the movie Moonlight. It was released in November 18th, 2016, which I feel like it was released recently, but it's
Feels like
John.
yesterday.
Hmm?
Feels like yesterday.
I know. It's a drama, so get ready, get ready. And we're gonna cap it right here because everybody who's listening to this episode right now, so this is gonna be a thing in the show. I'm not gonna reveal much. I'm gonna reveal when it was released and what's the genre, but everything else is gonna be spoilers. So I need you guys to listen to what we're gonna do, watch that movie or listen to that show or video game music, whatever it is that we're gonna be doing on that episode, and then come back and watch. All right? Quay, what are y'all laughing at?
Denzel's getting on my nerves.
Hot ass mess. All
Why are
right,
you
guys.
doing things?
Spoiler zone, so please go watch the movie. All right. I'll see you guys in a bit. All right. So, the overview of this movie is a young black man grapples with his identity and sexuality while experiencing the everyday struggles of childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. Okay, what y'all think? Okay, Jalen, go first. Because for those who are listening, me and Quay have watched this plenty of times before. The new people on the block is Jalen and Denzel. So we're going to
Five
start with
times.
Jalen. 5 times, I know, like me was
5
like 20.
times.
So we'll start with Jalen.
I enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
I found that it was very relatable into situations that I went through in my
Yeah.
life. And just like his family dynamic and background, I could relate that also to some extent. But the way the movie was set up, I like how it did the childhood and then when he got older to when he was adulthood. The only thing, my critique about the movie that I did not like how the movie ended. It was just kind of like, it just kind of ended. I was like, okay, that's nice. But overall, I do like the movie. It was a good movie.
Okay, and Denzel.
So I'm gonna keep it short and simple.
Okay.
I think it was a
Her.
good movie. Definitely was a good watch. I feel like it was staged to be very emotional, and it wasn't very emotional in my opinion. Maybe that's just because of how it was staged to me, but I think it was definitely a good movie. I'm not a big fan of how it ended either, but it is a movie that I recommend all my friends watching.
Okay, so y'all didn't like the movie because, well, for me, when I first watched it, I thought that they should have had a whole kiss and make out scene. I thought I needed that. Was that what y'all were missing?
Same. That's the only thing I also like. Okay, so I love this movie. I watched it again yesterday, and I realized it came to the conclusion that it is my favorite movie, number one favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that's the only con I have about this movie is because I was really expecting like, a little more intimacy at the end. But I guess like, it's just open ended, so it's up to you to figure out what the actual ending is. But I would love to see, a little something, something But
Yeah, you know, when I watched that today, because when I first saw it, I was so mad at that. But I think when I watched it now, I thought it was beautiful the way it ended. I thought it wasn't necessary because, you know, you think about that guy and what he's been through in his whole life. To have that moment, to reconnect with that special moment that made him feel alive back when he was younger.
yeah,
I mean, all I could do is just cuddle with you. I mean, because think about it. That was the only person that ever touched him like that. Who made him feel that way.
That line gets me every single time.
It gets me.
I was not expecting that.
So
that was like the one thing I was like, oh snap.
Yeah, so and you saw how quiet and awkward he was. So I'm not picturing him really getting it on. I'm sure probably, I mean, if there was another part to the movie, there probably would have been some making out. I don't think they would have been ready to do more than that. But I think there was more. Quay, I have a question for you. So where were you when you first saw this movie?
I went to the movie theater.
Oh, so you saw it in New Haven?
Yep.
Downtown, because that was the only place in Connecticut I think it was showing, that and somewhere far, far away.
Yeah, I believe it was downtown New Haven. I saw it in.
I did too. It was after CrossFit and I was super exhausted. And I was like, I'm going to watch this movie because they extended it.
Because it was in selective theaters at first. And I had to go see it when it first came out. So I was like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when Facebook advertised it. This is when Facebook was advertising like a whole lot of interesting things that I was like, oh, I got to get into that. Oh, I got to get into that. And I remember when I first saw the trailer, it gave me all the emotions that I had in that movie. I knew exactly what that movie was like when I saw the trailer. Same. Right away.
My thing, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I just want to go back to the character development. Mm-hmm. For me, it never really touched upon, what's his name?
Chiron.
No, not Chiron.
Kevin.
It never really touched upon his sexuality and his journey to get to that point. So that's what's missing for me in the whole plot of the movie.
I thought he was bisexual.
Me too. Like, really don't really get. It's more speculation because he feels like he's comfortable with himself and his sexuality with the way he interacts with Sharon,
or is he just some DL trade?
Well, you know, I do. When I watched it again, I noticed that those two were two. I mean, I don't want to jump into black or white, but it was two types of gays that grow up in this world. You know, you have the one who's shut down, who didn't ever feel fit in. And, you know, I wanted to bring up a part where they were all in the cafeteria. And you remember when Kevin was sitting alone, but he was fully in his mode. He's just eating his lunch. Like, the way he deals with the awkwardness is he embraces it and he tries to overcompensate. Whereas Black or Little or whatever name you want to go by, Chiron, he was like how I was in high school, where I just sat at a table with the lunch ladies and I was kind of defeated a little bit. I didn't own that emptiness. I didn't like play it off like, nah, man, whatever, which made me believe why I think Kevin was bisexual. Because I know a lot of gay men who are like me, not like Kev, but I'm sure they're out there, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more identified with Kevin more than Chiron. Going through experience, because me growing up, I always played sports. So I never had to really like show my masculinity. It's just like, that's how I showed it through sports, but I could understand Chiron at the same time because a lot of situations I'm quiet. Like if you don't know me, like you would think I'm really to myself and quiet, but I'm really not like that when you really get to know me.
No. Denzel, what you think?
I think I definitely identify with Chiron more. Like I think that's kind of like the emotional part for me in the movie was seeing like his childhood. I'm like, that was like not exactly me, but that's like kind of like what I went through. Just like, you know, a kid during the innocent years, like, you know, minding their business, living their life. And you have the other kids that are like talking about you because of how you walk or how you're just like not exactly fitting in with all the other kids that are playing ball and talking about girls and stuff like that. Like you're always the odd one out and you're forced to like overcompensate and defend yourself and stuff like that. So I definitely identified with like his younger self.
Yeah. And Quay, same thing with you or?
Same. Like there's little parts in every stage of his life that I identified with when it came to like his little self. It was just this one scene that I really thought about is when all the kids were like playing like the soccer, and he was playing with them, but in a way where he was just in the background. Like he was trying to figure out like where he could fit in with everybody else, because you have like a whole bunch of boys that don't really like you like that, but you're still trying to play with them because you're trying to find your footing, find your spot in their circle, and you just can't. And I really resonated with that just scene alone. It was just like, geez. And like him being a teenager, and then like um, him in his grown up life, just finally reconnecting with somebody who he had a long time crush on and feelings for, and then like seeing that person again and how that made him feel. And it was like seeing this big, like strong man who toughened himself up all of a sudden become small from just hearing somebody's voice, which I
Yeah.
really enjoyed, because it's like you can be the biggest person you want, but then when that one person that you really enjoyed from your high school years to now like comes back into your life, it's like the person you thought you were, you go back to who you were in high school or who you were as a kid. And I thought that was like really beautiful.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
I think we all see ourselves in Kev and Chiron in many different ways, and it is true that like there are certain things that you try to compensate for because those were things that broke you down. I'm sorry, Jalen, I cut you off. I didn't want to cut you off. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that one part in were they at the house or the diner when he was like, "Who are you? Like, what is your life about now?"
Oh,
And he was like,
At the
"You don't
house.
know who I am." And he was like, "I don't know who you are." And then he like gave him the look of like, "Don't go there with me because I know exactly who you are."
yeah. Yeah, it was such a I was gonna talk about my favorite scene later on, but I'll talk about it right now. My favorite scene. That's definitely something that we're gonna go to the next segment with what we liked. We already talked about some of the things we liked. I like that diner scene because that diner scene was so powerful from when he first walked in and they made that eye contact. And those moments that you hold on to, whether it's a person, it's a thing that made you feel alive inside, you hold on to them and you will, it's like a little incubation. You throw it in the ground and 20 years later you pick that thing back up and it
right.
brings back those feelings. And I remember when first time I watched this, I told somebody who watched it with me, I said, you don't understand, when you suppress who you are, you can you can fight, you can hold that secret to the end of earth and you will fight anybody, because it's like a witch hunt in your mind. You're trying to play the game, you're trying to stay alive, you're trying to preserve yourself. And it's beautiful to see him kind of see that in Kev and that diner scene, and then especially
Right.
after when they went home. I like that. That was one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, was that diner scene, because that was the climax for me.
That diner scene is definitely my favorite scene, because it's just like that whole entire time, even once he got in the diner and then once he saw Kevin and they like said hello, he didn't know like what to do. Like you can tell he really had something for this man, but it was just like he didn't really know like what he wanted to say, like how to feel. Like he didn't really know like what he wanted to do, and I just really loved it because it was just, I know that feeling of
Yeah.
like, you just, like I said, like you just seeing somebody from like years ago, and it's just like, hey, like you don't really like really know
Hello,
like how to put
stranger.
words together.
I
How
mean,
to put words together.
but the movie, I think why the movie was loved by so many people was, I mean, the lighting in that movie was amazing. The music, that soundtrack was beautiful, and it helped tell that story on so many other levels. I mean, Jalen and Denzel, what y'all think about the music and the lighting in this movie?
I'm definitely downloading some music from that.
The chopped and screwed classic, man. You heard that?
I know. I was like, okay, that's kind of
Ooh.
lit right there. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But the other song that stuck out to me, I just heard it the other day. I didn't realize that from Ariana Grande's "Fake Smile," the sample. This is my second time hearing it in this movie. I was like, I definitely got
Mhm.
to know that original song if I can know it. But that and the Aretha Franklin song in the diner as well.
Yeah, which I think they played that early in the movie too. I've heard it multiple times in the movie.
Because I never knew that was Aretha Franklin that sung that song.
Me neither. Yeah. So tell me, guys, what are some other things that you really liked about the movie that we haven't touched upon?
His relationship with his mom.
Yeah, what did you like about that?
I've found it like I know someone that has a relationship with their mom like that, and I liked it came full circle when he went to go visit her once in his adulthood when he came back to Miami, and she was just like, "I want you to know that I love you." It's like you don't have to love me. That's not what you have to do, but don't let my black heart become your black heart, and you hold this resentment against me. I feel like he needed that in his growth, in becoming himself and accepting himself for what he is.
That part had me crying this time around watching it. I don't know what it was, but that mother relationship, we all know that relationship with our mothers, whether it's rocky or not. Gay boys, we have a weird relationship when it comes to our mothers.
But it was like for him, it was like no matter what she put him through, no matter what he went through, like he still loved his mother.
Yeah.
Even like when he was little, like you can tell, like
he wanted her to win.
Even though he said like he hated her and stuff like that, like he still loved his mother no matter what, even though she was doing anything and everything.
That's Denzel is gonna be there.
What about you, Denzel?
I really liked his relationship with Juan. I was so mad when like Juan passed. Yeah. Like I knew it was coming, and I was on edge. Like, oh my god, is he dead yet? Like, is he dead? Like every time they would cut this scene, I'm like, oh my god, something's gonna happen to Juan. But I really love that relationship, and like to even see like the scene where like he was explaining like masculinity, like not masculinity, but like
what the
term faggot. Like the way that he explained it, I was like, wow, like I've never heard anyone explain it in that way. And even when Chiron was like, well, am I a faggot? He's like, no, you're not. You don't let anyone call you that. Like, just like the way he was nurturing. Like, he's a very masculine man in the movie, and he's so nurturing. And like, Chiron is like his like little like weakness. And
you don't see that a lot.
And even the way that the scene ended, like with Juan being emotional as a masculine man, like the thug type, like ending it in that way, I was like, wow, like that was awesome.
Right. Yeah. And what I also liked about that scene too is the fact that it just made me realize that honestly, I don't know how it is for y'all, but like for me, it's like a lot of us don't even know who we are yet. But then people at school tell us, "Oh, you're gay. Oh, you're a faggot," and we're like, we don't even know what that word is yet.
Nope.
I don't know what that word is. And then here he comes.
I think we all remember that.
Right. So that's what that was for me. It was like, homeboy, you're telling homeboy who he is, then he doesn't even know what that word is yet. So then it's like he has to ask somebody else. And I was like, I felt that because it was like, I never knew what gay was or something like that. But people at school would be like, oh, you're this, you're that. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, how are you telling me something about myself that I don't even know yet?
And it becomes something that becomes an insecurity for you because, it's funny. Recently, my mother gave me some old photos, and I saw a picture of young me, and it just set me off. It always sets me off when I see that little boy because I see somebody who is living and just enjoying whatever life gave him and whatever he thought was amazing. And then you see as we get older that, kids are assholes. They will break that down. You laugh too loud. You're too girly. You're too this, you're too that. And you start to suppress all that energy because you think nobody's going to like that. I'm just trying to fit in. I'm just trying to make it through the day. And then you see that person. And now for me is always trying for me and to see other people that I love. I'm just like, that's all fake. Those people only did that to us because they were going through that too, and they saw that in you, and they wanted to break that shit down because they were never happy. And I'm like, the best thing you can do is do everything you ever want to do and do it to the best of your ability.
And that's why I enjoyed his relationship with Juan and Teresa, because they were patient with him. Like they let him talk when he wanted to talk. Like they let him stay at their house. They was just there just to be there when he needed somebody, and didn't pressure him to like be anybody else but himself.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that.
And when a thing that I noticed that he literally became Juan. When you saw that one,
was that interesting?
That Juan's like, is it after they look just like?
Yeah, I was like, is that his daddy?
Right. But he literally became him when he was in the scene with the dude that was working for him. He's like, "You're short." He's like, "I'm not short." He was like, "Let me count the money then." So he counts it. He's like, "So you call me a liar?" He was like, "No, it's all there." And then he became that nurturing figure that Juan was to him, to this boy, to make him know that you can't let people just take advantage of you like that.
Yeah. Well, this movie has so many good parts to it. It's kind of hard. I've noticed this when I put this in there, it's the dislikes. We're going to start going through the dislikes. It's hard to find any dislikes. I mean, even the parts that were hard for us, which I think that's what I wrote down, they weren't really disliked because it made the story so much better. But I will ask whoever wants to go first, what were some of your dislikes in this movie that just really rubbed you the wrong way?
I wouldn't want to say it was a dislike. I really like how they portrayed it when he was a kid, and like when they were in the room together and you know what they were doing, and it's just like it's kind of like a cringy situation, but that like really happened.
That really happens, but recording kids doing that.
Oh, when they were measuring the penises.
I've never done that. I don't know about y'all, but I don't think I've ever done that with other kids at school.
I never done that, but really. I know it happened. Like I know, I'm sure it happened.
You know, Kev set that up. Kev set that up. He orchestrated the whole thing because he's like, I'm gonna see these boys' penis. Yeah, some of the scenes. I just like how
they portrayed that in like a tasteful way without being inappropriate.
Yeah, because there was a lot of scenes where it could have been very inappropriate, and I was like, I wonder how awkward it must have looked recording these kids like playing on the football field and showing their bodies, and I was like, okay. Yeah. What about you, Denzel?
My dislike was very small. I just don't like that Juan died so fast. Like I was looking forward to seeing their relationship progress, and even though I knew it was coming that he was going to die, I was just like, no, not right now.
Know that?
I just felt it. Like I knew, like because of the lifestyle that he was living, and I was like, it's too good to be true. Like their relationship was too like almost perfect. Like Juan was really down for him, and like I knew it. I just felt that like Juan is gonna die. Like someone has to die, and it's gonna be Juan.
Yeah. What about you, Quay?
Two things, I guess. One is just like we said before. Like I wish there was like some kissing at the end, but that's just a little thing. But one that I don't want to say rubbed me the wrong way because it still made the movie, but made me feel some type of way was when. After like the whole beach scene with him and Kevin and like they kissed and all that stuff. And then he had to go to school and Kevin had to beat him up.
That fight scene was in my dislikes. Yeah.
And I know he didn't want to, but he had to.
And you know what? He really didn't have to. He's a smooth mofo, and he always gets his way out of everything, he seems like. So I think he could have gotten away from that, but I think when it gets personal, you're not thinking. You're not thinking.
Well, no, because in that scene, I felt like it was a battle between his ego, because obviously, like the guy with the dreads, I never caught his name, but he's like the one that was in his hair. Yeah, he was like Tarell was hyping him up, like, oh, so you remember used to be this, like staging it for him.
I think he's gay too.
I swore he was.
So
I was
do I.
For that moment.
I think that because I think that's why he. Because I used to stare and be like, why
all them braids? You know, he'd be whipping his hair back and forth.
Why are you hating so much? So I really think he was a little.
He definitely was.
Yeah, I always notice that with people who have bullied me in the past, and I see them in the present day, and they are always at the bar with the girls, and just they are living their truth. So that's why I always tell little kids whenever I see, I'm like, whatever they tell you, just remember, take it from an OG. They are talking about themselves. If you just flip your name with them, it always sounds much better with them. So don't take it personally.
The whole fighting thing, I feel like because he blackmailed him because of what they used to do when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, basically, I'm gonna tell if you don't do what I'm gonna do for you. But at the same time, like, you gotta be smarter. How does he know you were doing that if he wasn't there? So if he was there, you have the power over that information because you're always there doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It definitely was doing that.
But it's like you're in high school, you got this man who's like the alpha superior in the whole school. So it's like you're not really thinking like that. You're just thinking of, if I don't do what he say, then I might get beat up, and I don't want to do that. So I think that's why
we're gonna be fighting.
But also, when Kevin hit him, I think like the second time, he was like kind of like begging him to like stay down, and just like stay down, because if you get up, I have to do what I have to do. Like I have to like hit you again.
But I also liked that scene because it was like Chiron knew what was happening, and he was like, well, if you're gonna hit me because I want you to see like what you're doing, you know, type of thing. That's why he didn't stay down, because he could have stayed down, but he got up and looked at him in his face like, do it again, because I want you to see exactly what you're doing. So I also like and dislike the scene at the same time.
Yeah, because you know what's funny? Because I'm just thinking about that now. Kev always had to show he was like the big dog, right? He's fucking this girl. He got her, you know, all these things. Even Jerome had a dream where he's fucking this girl. And I think that stuck in his mind because he's like, you think you know what you're doing. You think you got it. You know, I think he kind of didn't like that about him. And when he got the chance to punch him, he was like, yeah, punch me. Since you want to play all these games, you want to screw all these girls, punch me. Because we all know each other.
Especially what happened last night.
You see what happened last night. You rub it on the sand. Playing making sand castles with some Elmer's glue. All right, guys. So we're gonna move on. And so I've collected some interesting things that I saw from the beginning when I first saw this till now, just things I saw on the internet and things I saw personally. Now don't quote me because I didn't do my works cited page, but so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure these things are true. I don't know, you clock me if they're not. So we have the did you know section. So did you know that Jerome is the name of a centaur in Greek mythology known as the wounded healer?
No, I did not.
I don't know how true that is, but it sounds interesting. So go with it. His mother, Naomie Harris, she shot the entire movie, every scene that she was in 3 days because of scheduling conflicts and her visa, because she's actually British.
That is true.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is true. She said she had to go from different scenes in one day. From like being old to being young to being
good
on crack.
That hair was questionable.
Yes,
at the end.
At the end.
It really was.
I was like, what is going on with that hair? Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's crackhead hair. I don't know.
I don't know.
Crackhead no more at that point.
Well, rehabilitation, it still mess you up. When you sobering up, it still can mess you up.
No, that was
being a crackhead smooths that hair out, girl, but at least it's just a little fried. When Juan was teaching Little how to swim, he was really actually teaching him how to swim, the actor. He didn't know how to swim, so that was a part of the movie, was him actually teaching him how to swim. It felt authentic.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. Also,
I love that scene too.
Me too.
That scene was the scene of the movie.
Yeah,
in the water.
My favorite.
And I love that scene.
Yeah.
I connected when he was like, do your arms, and he was like, do it like you're athletic. I really connected with that because I just sounded like my dad.
Why?
That sounded like my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautiful scene. Did you know Brad Pitt helped get the necessary funds and the whole distribution deal together with them?
Okay.
Because I think that's his production company that it was under. Brad Pitt be putting on the good stuff. He'd be helping out in the right ways. That's called a good ally. Okay, that's how a lot of white folks would be doing when they'd be like, "What do you do for the Black Lives Matter movement?" It's like that.
Ally.
Be an ally.
Don't credit for that either, because you don't even know about it. Let you do your research.
It's one of those facts that I saw it because I started to notice the two were always in the same room. I was like, okay, what's he got to do with this? But yeah, he was just a G in the back, so I thought that was kind of interesting. Also, last one. So I guess all the actors who played Jerome never met during production. So I guess Barry Jenkins, he wanted them all to build their own persona of what they thought Jerome should be in that state of mind. So I thought that was kind of interesting because I think when you look back in your life, you will see that you are different people in different stages of your life. And I think as you get older, you are still you. I always think you're still the same person when you were 5, 6, 7 years old. It's just you learn how to cope with, you learn how to change with the world to make it work.
Yeah.
Right.
And I heard that too. And what I liked about that is like they sort of, though they didn't meet at all, they sort of still had like some of the same tendencies. So it was like, some of the same.
Like the middle high school one and the adult one, I feel like they went hand in hand.
Right. Like they still had like some of the same, like, which I liked. I was like, that's really interesting when people don't meet, but they still like have the same understanding of what the character is.
Yeah.
Oh, good writing, baby. Good writing. Okay.
Right.
Now we're going on to the next segment, which is Would You Rather. Now, for those who are listening, I used to do this segment when I was on my radio show in school, and I love it. It's a good old time. It gets in some real heated conversations. It's the Would You Rather, Would You Rather, Would You Rather segment of the show. So I'm going to ask all of you some questions that come together. And if you guys have questions, right after these questions, we're going to say one or two of your questions, if you have any good ones. So I'm going to start off. So let me see which one I want to start with. Okay, so I think we touched upon this. Did I write it wrong? Oh, so did you ever feel different? I guess we all kind of touched upon this because I think we all felt different in elementary or when we were younger. Or did you never feel different? You just always felt like everything's whatever? Or did you notice something was kind of different with you compared to the other kids?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, did you feel like Jerome did in the movie where you just like it just was like an off rhythm? Or did you feel like you were just one of the kids going through the motions?
I think for me in the beginning, I thought I was just like a different, like just a kid, regular kid. But then, like I said, like it took somebody to tell me apparently who I was for me to feel different towards the other kids. So then after that, like after like getting bullied and stuff like that, then obviously I started feeling different and not feeling like I was a part of the tribe. But I mean, in the beginning, I thought I was, but then later on, it was like, you're not. So after that, I never felt like I was a part of anything.
Denzel, what about you?
I feel like I didn't really feel very different, but I was very sheltered growing up. So like I just was so like clueless to everything. Like when I was younger, I literally was like a child. Like all I wanted to do was eat, sleep, play. Like everything for me was play. And like I had a lot of friends back then, you know, boys and girls that were my friends, and they all, you know, they all treated me pretty normally. Like I didn't really feel too off. And even though I was sheltered and my parents are against like homosexuality, they let me express within the household without like making me feel away. So I don't know. I feel like I didn't really start feeling away till like high school, where people were much more, I guess, not caring about it. Like they were talking not to me, but around me, and it was getting back to like, oh, well, so and so is saying this. Is this true? Kind of thing.
And that's when you started to really think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jalen? I know you touched upon it.
I wouldn't say necessarily I felt different. There was times that I was bullied, but I'm not the person to bully, because I was always taught don't let nobody bully you or get over on you in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, if you're bullying me, it's just like, I'm going to say something back to you to hurt your feelings. So it's just like, it never was a continuous process. And me growing up, it's just like, I was into sports. So the people that were bullying me, it's just like, I'm better than you at what you want to do.
You had
so
some
what are you-
leverage.
So what's your like? So what is your real problem about this?
Yeah. Yeah, I know for me, I don't remember really getting bullied because I was a big ass kid too. So nobody was gonna mess with me. And I had a brother, so that helped. But I also played sports too. Was I good? No. So that wasn't really something that I held over people's head. I was like, I'm quick off the line in football, but yeah, I always knew that, you're smart enough to know, especially when you've been hiding that shit, you know what's up and you know how people would handle certain situations. So you're always, I think I was my biggest bully. And I think when people probably saw me, they saw somebody who was probably tortured inside. I asked a girl recently and she was like, you just seemed like you were going through something. And I was like, that was probably why a lot of people probably left me alone. But I'm sure there's some kids. There was definitely some kids who gave me looks like, who the hell is this kid and why he is that way, But moving on. So would you or would you not have that moment with Kev on the beach? If y'all were Jerome, this is going to be quick answers. Yes. Would you have gotten that far or would you shied away? I'm going to say for me, I probably would have shied away. Quay says yes. Quay gonna get them lips.
Yes. I mean, if he look like that, then yes.
Okay, Jalen.
Oh yes, if you're aggressive, I just go along with it.
And see, if he was aggressive, if you notice the movie, he was not that aggressive. I think Jerome had to lean in a little bit more.
But he presented it. He presented it though.
He did present it.
He did.
If you're gonna present it, then I'm with it. Let's go.
Okay, Denzel.
I feel like my high school self would not have went with it.
Okay,
I would have shied away too.
Y'all acting like y'all 25 trying to get them lips.
Right. I would have shied away.
That's it. If I was in high school,
fat and uncomfortable.
I would have did it.
I know high school me. I would have.
Okay. All right.
Well, we know who was fast in high school.
Would you guys have hit that bully in the head with that chair? I know somebody who has done that.
No.
But would you guys have done it? I wasn't a violent person, so I'm gonna have to say high school me probably wouldn't have, but I would have probably read him to filth.
If you were in school, hell yeah. But if you were in school, no, I didn't like
I dumb.
High school me, no, but I know I definitely would have had like some words for him.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have hit him with a chair. If it got to that point, probably yes. But I know I would have had some words for him, but other than that, no.
Okay, and last question from me, and then I'll have you guys ask some questions.
Denzel answer.
Wow.
What?
I just don't
Denzel even answer.
Chime in, bitch. Right. Everybody chime in.
I was waiting for my turn like a good person.
Look, if you notice you're the last person, please chime in.
Last but not least,
get fed.
I would have done the complete differently than all of you. We would have fought. Because back then, like, I was a lot more like aggressive. Like, shut up. I was the middle child in my family, and like I was taught to like fight and defend yourself. Like anybody hits you or put their hands on you or say anything to you, like either you're gonna hit them back or you're gonna have words for them back. And no, I ain't kissing nobody. I was not no fast kid. But also my parents too, like my dad would be like, no, don't hit them, tell the teacher. And my mom would be like, yep, kick their butt. Like they put their hands on you first, then you're in the clear to kick their butt. Like I will not be mad at you. So
no, yeah, I get that. I think my parents were like that. They were like, tell somebody, but then also like somebody kicking your ass, you kick that ass. I never
not a chair, but we would have fought.
Yeah. Okay. And last question from me. Would you rather Kev or Black?
That was one of mine. Fuck you.
Wait, what? Kev or Black?
Kev or Black, Jerome.
Oh,
would you rather get a freaky with Kev, or would you get a freaky with Jerome? I say Black because we all know what Jerome looked like when he was older, and we also know what Kev looked like. But I like the not.
Is
to
this
sound,
while we're adults or while we're in high school?
Now.
Let's say now. Although Kevin in high school, that actor, he can get it. If he's of age, yes. If not, stay in school. But
his lips are very dry.
What'd you say? What?
He said his lips were really dry.
His lips are very dry. It was bothering me in some of the scenes. Like, can someone get this boy some chapstick?
You say,
please?
check it out.
It's called acting. High schoolers never got chapstick.
I always had chapstick. I don't know about you and what struggle bus you were on.
I'm talking about the niggas.
I had it.
Were you a nigga in high school? Did you
I sure
sag your
was.
pants and have
I
all that?
did.
Not with this
Yeah.
outfit on.
For real.
Okay, but this is the glow up.
I'm
You were
talking about.
sagging, but it was tight.
I'm talking about the niggas.
No, I wore big pants.
No, that was when the Dougie and the new kid jerk was on. So you probably wearing like pink
I used
pants
to
with a
wear
Dora
large
backpack.
shirts and large pants that ain't fit.
Anyways, moving on.
All right.
2000
So
boy, man.
who has a good question that I did not take and hijack? That is a good
Damn,
would
we
you
didn't
rather?
answer
You
your
took one of my questions.
Oh, we didn't even answer. Okay,
No,
go.
we didn't answer the question.
One, I already know Quay's answer. I know all of your answers.
What's my answer?
Okay, let me guess. So Quay's definitely gonna go with Jerome. That's a given.
You don't know me.
Okay, Jalen, you're gonna go with. I think y'all are gonna go with Jerome, unless y'all like the actor who played the high school one of Kev. Y'all going with Jerome.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I would have
different.
say Kev for Jalen.
But as a character as a whole, I like Kevin's personality.
Yeah, especially in the diner.
Yeah,
Me,
Kevin's
any
personality was just attractive.
Actor André Holland. That's his name.
I'm sure you know, Quay.
I know all of them.
Denzel.
I feel like
I was about to go on. You talking.
Right.
I feel like ideally I would have went with Kevin, but I think I would have probably just ended up with Jerome.
I think I'll go with Kevin because now I'm thinking like Jerome, like cute, good, but that boy don't know how to communicate and he's gonna need a lot of therapy. And he's trapping. I don't want to deal with that. That's a deal, dude. I don't want to touch.
Oh,
the trapping was a boost for me.
Oh yeah,
I
got you.
Right.
Just how soft he was. Like he was this
He
big.
was
like this big like masculine man, and then he just got really soft. And I was like, oh my god.
Kevin was like, I don't know who you are. He's like, I know that little kid that shut down.
Just that.
Can't say more than 3 words.
That was so
well, when y'all get caught up in a drug bust, y'all let me know how that softness goes, okay?
Don't call me, I ain't got no money.
Okay. What about y'all? Y'all got any would you rathers that I didn't touch?
I have one.
Okay, Denzel, go.
Wait, Quay, you want to go first?
No, I think I got another one because he literally had like my only one.
I have one.
Me too.
I'm gonna think while I'm thinking.
Okay, Denzel.
Would you rather get beat up in front of the entire school by some DL trade, or would you rather? I forgot the other part. Dang. Would you rather be outed in front of the entire school at that age?
Beat up, because at least I'll try to fight back.
Same.
I think if I was outed, I would have. I don't even know what I know people have tried me. I think a lot of people knew, but when you're not ready for yourself, that's some suicidal territory.
Yeah,
I know I would definitely get beat up, but also try to fight back at the same time because I know me back. I would not have been ready for that at all.
Yeah.
So I'd rather be outed.
Here we go.
I'm different.
Here we go.
I'm different. Tell my business.
Come on, Muhammad. Let's go, Muhammad Ali.
Everybody be like, "Oh, he can't fight." Blah blah blah. At least I'm outed. If we're gonna fight, I'm go down swinging.
Period. Ooh.
Okay, okay, Muhammad Ali.
Dylan be punching him, saying, "Who's a fag? Who's a fag?"
The Mike Tyson of high school over here.
I be sitting there with my multi notebook binder, them ones that used to zip, and be like, "Oh, they so messy." Oh, girl.
I feel like when Jalen was in high school, like it was just the bad girls club for him. Like,
yeah.
First of all, it was no
Jalen just throwing his soccer ball at people.
All boys school, so there was no fighting, or else we were kicked out.
See, I needed all boys school. That would have been interesting.
I ain't gonna know. I was supposed to. I didn't want to.
I think it would have been interesting.
It's not what you guys would think it is. I don't know why people always think like all boys high school, like, oh, it's gay, like it's gonna be this like.
No, that's not the reason.
Well, that's how people think about football.
No,
it's not like that.
The reason I didn't want to go because like I really had a bad experience with boys in middle school of them not liking me because of the way I sound and getting picked on by them. So I really didn't want to be in a whole high school with them. So I was like, I can't do that. So I had to go to a public school. Like that was the only reason I went to public school.
The parents that kids who are being bullied that pay for them to go to schools like that. So you would have been alone.
I didn't know that. When I was in high school, I wasn't thinking about like all that common sense and stuff. Like I was just thinking about like my feelings, and I did not want to be around a whole bunch of boys 24/7 in the school. I didn't know if they were gonna like me or not. Like I'm just assuming they weren't gonna like me, so I had to go to a public school where I could be around both at the same time. It was just I couldn't go to an all boys.
Well, that's a good one, because I know when I was younger, I always was around the girls. I didn't like it because I was so big and tall and it was just awkward to look at. But I always had a lot of girlfriends more than the guys. I'm sure y'all were probably around that.
Didn't have a lot of guys. Never had a lot of guy friends until I got to college.
Until college, yeah. That's weird.
But middle school and high school, I was always around girls.
I wasn't as close to them as I was to like I didn't open up to them like I did my female friends.
Yeah, because female friends were more open-minded, and you could really like, because we all had that feminine energy and they had it too, so you always felt like you can relate to them on a deeper level than say some boy who's just messy. All right, what other questions y'all got that I didn't touch?
Okay, I got one. I think. So,
not the eye roll, Denzel.
So being in Chiron's space and whatnot, like he would like go back and forth like with Juan and Teresa and his mom. But would you rather, if you had to choose, stay with your mother in the situation or just completely stay with Juan and Teresa?
Juan and Teresa, easy.
I don't know. That's hard. I'm a mama's boy, so I think I probably would have stayed with my mom, even though she treated me like shit. Like, you know, that love is there, you know, as you get older, that it's not like really her. It's her situation that has her treating you that way.
Yeah, based off my situation, I probably would be struggling with my mother just because it's the only person I know that is related to me that's that close. I would definitely do both, you know what I mean? Like I definitely be in close contact with the other group. The
Teresa and
yes,
Juan.
but my mother, I think that's why the scene where she was like, I love you, and that scene where they were kind of meeting up again, you just see mom, you know. And anybody, I don't care who you are, if your mother has a drug problem or not, you just see mom. And that feeling is always there, even if you really don't like the woman or she's done you dirty. It's hard to just let go of somebody who put you on this world and has cared for you, you know, whether she knows how to or not, but she's tried.
I feel like she engraved that in him too. Like, you know, it's just the two of us. Like, I'm your mom. I'm always going to be your mom. Like, she put that in there. And like, I feel like he trusted her and he believed her. Like when she would say to me each time, like, yeah, like, you're my mom. Like, it's just the two of us. Like, there's Teresa and there's Juan, but it's the two of us.
Yeah, give me your money.
I also feel like in situations like that, like, you really can't be a teenager. You can't really be a kid. Like, you have to grow up faster than you want to.
Especially when she takes your money from both your pockets.
So it's also like to understand the world a little bit better and faster than anybody else does, which can be blessing and curse at the same time.
Mentally, growing up with things like that really fucks them up mentally.
Yeah,
that's why he's trapping.
He got like the better end of the straw, to say, because some people just don't ever recover from that.
Yeah,
especially going to juvenile hall.
Jalen, you got a question? Did you not go, Jalen?
No, he didn't go.
No.
If not, we can move on. It's fine. No pressure.
I do have a question. It was one of a powerful scene that I didn't discuss yet, but when
go for it.
When Juan finds his mom smoking the crack in the car with her boyfriend or the guy with her, and he was just like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "So what? You gonna take care of my son now? You gonna be his father? You gonna take care of him?" If you were Juan, would you fight to get the kid custody? Would you try to take him from the mom, or would you just let it play out?
I think the guilt to me, if I was in a situation and knowing that I was giving her drugs and that was the life that I chose, I think I would have, if he was still alive, I think I would have taken the steps to bring him in and make sure I take care of him, because I feel that guilt of doing that to his mother. So yeah,
I think he would have too.
yeah.
But yes, I would have for sure. Cause I don't know. I love kids, and I just like for kids to be happy, and I just want to make sure, like, you know, he didn't have to go around, live around that. And I know Juan definitely would have took him in if he had he.
Are we breaking up?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. I thought the camera's breaking up a little bit. All right, moving on to the next segment is ratings. Now, for each show, I'm going to break it down. So 1 star means it's trash. I didn't like this content. I didn't like breaking it down. I don't like the movie, whatever we were doing. 2 stars, it was okay. 3 stars, it was good. Yeah, it was good. 4 stars means this movie was everything. I loved it. It's the best of the best. So I'm going to start with Quay, because I have a feeling I know exactly what you're going to pick. Out of 4 stars, what would you rate this movie? Say it.
5. 5.
Okay, so 4 stars, Jalen.
5 stars.
3.
5 stars.
Why 3, Jalen?
It's more of the lines.
3.
I would have liked the story to be developed more.
Okay. Denzel?
I would also rate it a 3. I don't know. Maybe I do need to go back and watch it again. Like, it was a good movie. Like I said, I would tell my friends about it and tell them to watch it, but it's not my favorite movie. But yeah, a 3. Good.
Okay.
Thumbs up here.
I had a question for both of you. Did y'all cry at all during this movie or get emotional like I did?
I got a little emotional, but I didn't cry. Like, it was like, oh my God, like I'm gonna cry in like 3 seconds. But like, I think because you and Quay staged it to be like this so emotional movie that I was like, okay, so when am I gonna be like crying my eyes out? And that didn't happen. So I was like, okay, I think that's what probably knocked down that 4 star. Because I was like, you guys like really did like make it seem like, oh my gosh, you're going to cry, or like you're gonna have this response to it, and that didn't happen.
So it's my fault.
I feel like
yeah, it's your fault. It really is.
Wait,
I'm chopped and screwed.
All right, go ahead.
I have a question. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay, because my thing went off in like 2 seconds.
I saw that.
It like disconnected.
Yeah, I saw it on both of your screens.
Yeah, everybody listening to us right
like...
now. Side note, everybody listening to us right now, we are still in quarantine, unfortunately. And well, not quarantine, the pandemic. And so we're not together doing this. So we have to do this through Zoom. So there's going to be some technical difficulties, but y'all can understand. All right.
What's your question?
What are you saying, Jalen?
What's your question?
Oh, no, that was my question because I know my connection went off, so I wasn't sure if like I was being seen.
Yeah. No, we can hear you now. Everything's fine. So 4.
Wait, but I missed it. So who gave what?
So Jalen gave 3, Denzel gave 3, you and me gave 4, or high ratings 5.
And we didn't cry.
I'm just gonna paint it this way. This is why I gave it a 3, because if you can't really relate to it emotionally, coming from like being gay and going through those situations, I'm just looking for, as a regular viewer of the movie, someone that can't relate to it and are watching it. I feel like it would be a 3. But I do like the storyline, how we can relate to it. That part of it is very uplifting, that we're able to watch our own stories going on a big screen.
Because I mean, I think that is true. Because I did have a friend that watched it too, and he is also gay. And I asked him if he liked it, and he said he thought it was good, but he didn't get like why I liked it so much. I had to explain like why, like, cause like I don't know, like I guess for some of us it's just like the feel, like we said, like the feeling, like there's a certain type of feeling to it that some understand and some don't. So I mean, I understand that because he didn't understand the feeling either. He was just like, it was a good movie, but I don't get what the feeling was. But I had to explain to him like why and what the feeling was for me.
Yeah, quite. I think for me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I think I feel a lot of things, and I always relate it back to something that I try to go to that level. I try to be at that level. And some people don't see things that way. They kind of see the bigger picture sometimes, or it's not even like my way is better than that. It's just we're all see it differently, especially where we are in our lives. And that's why when I was like, I'm not going to watch it again because I already watched it. But then I was like, no, I'm going to watch this again because me now in 2021 is a lot different than me 2016 when it first came out. So there's a lot of things that have changed for me that I'm going to pick up on, and it's going to be different emotions. Y'all are in different stages in your life. Right. So I think, I'm not going to put it on y'all like, oh, why is this not your favorite? Because then if we all have the same favorite things, then this is a boring world. I think we're all on our journey, and this is how we feel about it right now.
Yeah, like we said, like it wasn't like the exact story of the movie that made us feel. Is the way he felt in certain situations where we're like, dang, I know exactly what he's going through. I didn't go through that exact situation, but I know exactly how he feels in this moment.
Well, moving on to the final thoughts. So the moral that I got from this story is everything that happens to you in your life makes you to who you are today. I mean, I think we can all say that. We've been saying it throughout this whole episode. That's why I always tell people, when you have kids, just let them be themselves. Don't knock them. Just show them, maybe suggest something, or maybe show them a way how they can do things or how to be themselves on a whole nother level. And I think this generation, you'll see that in different ways, more than ours. We love our parents and what they did for us, but you just keep learning and you keep progressing and you get smarter. And that's what I got from this story. I mean, personal story for me, I think I saw myself in him because I remember I'm thinking something that I held on to. I remember when I was young and I was just trying to find somebody who I can relate to, that I can connect to on my level. And sometimes it wasn't people. For me, I don't remember a person because most of the people that I saw that were gay were something to be frowned upon. So I, in turn, did not like gay people because I thought they were gross and wrong, because that's how the world portrayed us, as a joke. So when I saw a show I remember I was visiting my grandparents in Florida, and I remember when I was in one of the rooms, I was listening to Will and Grace. I saw Will and Grace on TV, and I stopped and I watched, and I was intrigued. And I think when you're younger, for me, it was always like sexual scenes were like the climax of like, whoa, oh my God, I'm into that. But I think on a whole nother level, you just see yourself. And it was Noah's Ark. It was, little movies that come on TV late night, early in the morning that you would catch. You hold on to those little things, a scene in a movie that was kind of weird. That guy seemed gay. And you hold on to, I remember I held on to it. And I remember I convinced my parents to get the Netflix, when Netflix came in the mail, the box set to Will and Grace, and we watched it. Still didn't know. But yeah, you hold on to things. Or in football, there was moments where I really suppressed myself to get through, and I put on this whole other personality to get through football all the way to like junior year. And then I just was like, girl, leave. You're hurting yourself emotionally. Yeah. What about you guys? Any personal stories that can relate to this movie? Because I'm sure we have them,
Yeah.
You shaking your head, Jalen? Let's start with you.
Definitely a lot. One is like the beach scene or whatever, having that one person in high school that's really connected to it. Is literally just went through the same thing. Got all the way, we were in homeroom all 4 years together because our last names both began with like a J. And it was like the last day of school, senior year, getting out, walk to our cars, get in the car, and go do whatever, go home, whatever. Sports practices still.
You had a car in high school? Sorry.
Yeah, I was driving junior year.
Girl, I knew you were that kid. Jalen had his little lanyard, his keys. Yeah.
And like we were like saying bye to each other. It was just like a realization like we're going our separate ways, and like we got close and like almost kissed, but it just didn't happen.
You didn't do it.
No, I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Didn't. Because I didn't have the balls to do it.
That's Jalen.
So you lied in the last question?
Huh?
I said, so you lied in the would you rather?
What do you mean I lied?
Because he said, would you kiss the person on the beach? And you said yes, but you couldn't kiss the person in your car.
You said no.
I don't
No.
That was a high school crush?
No.
Yeah.
No, but I said if the other person was leading on, then hell yeah, I would have did it. It was like this.
It was leading on.
It was out. It was out in public. It was like everybody. It wasn't just
That
like
was on a beach.
Oh, now we making up stories.
that was
I'm
at
kidding.
night. But did you see?
It was
anybody
too cold. It was too cold.
Did you see
It
anybody?
was-
My lips were dry.
Don't piss me off.
It didn't
Don't piss
perform.
I was wearing the right underwear.
It was too hot. God
Quay,
was watching.
what about you, Quay? Personal story?
For me, like it was just like I said, the scene of where he was playing soccer with the kids and he was just like in the background, like trying to find his spot. Like I just know that feeling. It's not like per se with sports, because it was with sports also. 'Cause I used to play football when I was in middle school, and I don't know how to play. I was on the line. I should have been running back, but
Or the
they didn't realize how
punter.
fast I was. But in like playing football, and like me personally, not knowing how to play basketball, like I was always around guys who played basketball, and just trying to find like where I can fit in a group, like trying to find my place, and like I still struggle with that sometimes, like trying to find like my spot in different situations and stuff like that. And I'm 26, so you think I would, know where that is, but sometimes I just don't know where it is. So just that scene in general, like it was a small scene and you had to like really like catch it, but I was just watching and I was just like, what's so funny?
That connection.
No, Denzel's a little shady bitch.
And I was like,
No,
yeah.
Denzel's next, so he better have his question together or his response together, because you be forgetting.
Ooh, shade.
Finish
Is it
what
my
you were
turn
saying,
now?
Quay. Finish what
Oh.
you were saying, Quay.
Oh no, don't let that. I was laughing at you, Quay. It was that shit.
Did I finish? Did I finish? Did you not hear me?
You
No,
cut out
we
the
heard
end.
you, but the last part you cut off in the end. Yeah, the connection.
Oh, I just really enjoyed that scene because I just know the feeling of how that feels to like not really know where you fit in different places.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Denzel, shady bitch.
I don't know. I feel like that's a hard question for me to answer because like I said, like through like elementary through like middle school, I didn't really, feel a way. So like everything
There was no
normal
personal
for me.
stories that you say there were certain things that you picked up that you held on to this day that you can see clearly that you kind of held on to get through in a way. I think for you, if you want me to think of something for you, I think fashion and being polished has always been something that for me, looking at you, knowing you for just a little time that I do, I think that's something that you've used as a power, as a shield to get through.
I mean, yeah, because I was always known as like the kid that like dressed nice and, I had a job at an early age. So I was working, I was making money and, that kind of distracted me from like that in a way distracted me and also forced me to grow up because, I would have to leave school to go to work while, everyone else is either going to the mall to hang out or, doing whatever that they were doing. But yeah, like it's pretty normal.
Yeah, isn't that interesting though too on all the things that we were good at, how we stuck with them because that's what gave us our power. With
Right.
Quay and your dancing and Jalen with your whatever.
Ooh, I'm the shady one.
Customer service skills. His wonderful customer service skills.
No,
Jalen with your beauty.
I'm only joking because Jalen, from what you told me, you were good at sports, and a lot of us tried it but failed. You're good at sports, and you're also a people person. I think a lot of people enjoy you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people sit there and hate on you. I think Jalen is infectious, and that's a power that keeps you positive.
Yeah.
It does, because sometimes I just want to be by myself and people won't leave me the fuck alone.
I'm sorry, bitch. And I'm going to keep calling you. I'm going to keep
Right.
goddamn calling you. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this show up. I think this was a very good episode with y'all. Thank you guys for showing up for the first episode we just did together. And,
You are welcome. I mean,
Thank you for having us.
to do today. So I had
You had nothing to do. Stop playing.
I had to pinch you in real quick. Like, it's just so much. I had to shoot after
just an
shoot.
hour.
Like,
Show us the pencil. You don't have one.
Stuff like that. So you welcome.
Yeah, and now I'm going to record this. So I hope it's gonna save. I gotta girl.
It is recording.
It is. So I'm gonna don't touch nothing. I'm gonna end it. Okay. Don't touch nothing. So we're gonna close out. So people who are listening to the show, if you have any recommendations or you want to chime in on the conversation, please do. Once I set up the social media and wherever I'm gonna put this show, chime in. I want to hear you guys. I want you guys to be part of the conversation. And if you want to join the Zoom, come on down. I know this crazy group of people is going to be on another show. We're going to find some other movies that we connect to or have never watched, or music, because I know Quay's got a lot of songs he wants to talk about.
I love music.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna keep it going. I'm glad we got this through, especially on a movie that's so heavy. And we did it. So that's it, everyone. Is there anything you guys want to plug? I don't know when I'm going to post this stuff, so please
Can
don't
I
plug
drop
anything.
my Instagram?
Boy,
Okay.
don't nobody want your crusty Instagram.
Yeah, if y'all
Hey,
want to send
y'all.
your Instagram.
Excuse me, can I set up myself, please, Denzel?
Oh.
What?
Thank you. Can I set myself up real quick?
They want to kiss
Don't
so
nobody
bad.
want to
Don't
hear
mind.
that. Roll the credits, please.
So bad.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your boy Sinque, aka Sinqueezy. You can follow me on Instagram at _sin.que. That is _sin.que. I am a dancer, choreographer. I'm also in film and I act and I write. So if you want to get connected, let me know. I also have a little YouTube channel called Sinqueezy. So you can hit me up there as well. And I will be looking forward to, getting a follow and connecting with you guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, Denzel, you're next. Go.
All
My
right, that was
Instagram-
it. Time to end it. Let's go.
Oh, how I'm
This
so
was fun.
inspired.
Hurry up, bitch, because this is very long.
My Instagram name is 90s Black Flower. It's abbreviated.
He not even black. He white.
Yes, I'm so crazy
90s
now. I'm like, 90s
What
Black
kind of-
Flower.
what kind of flower?
Search me out.
Oh,
A
The one
tulip.
that all you hoes on this line are trying
A
to be like.
sunflower.
Next, Jalen, take it away, please.
it's Bombay JJ, BOMBAYJJ in the house. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, everything. That's anything you can think of, that's my username.
All right, and I am
OnlyFans.
One Edgewood on all social media, but I will be getting together the social media for this because I feel like this needs to be a whole separate thing away from my personal Instagram. Because this I just feel like this is gonna go crazy. So
You can also find Denzel on OnlyFans at 90s
Yes.
Black Flower
The
_.
link will be in the bio.
but it's not doing too well.
Link-
All right, guys, we will see you later. Love you guys.
2 followers.
Bye.
Bye.